I want to get this started. Hi.
What's up, guys? How do we seg into this without sounding so, like, I want it to sound conversational.
Yeah.
Without.
I mean.
So let's talk to the camera as if you're talking to me. But you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough thing to just like jump into.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously this is like a conversation that we have all the time, but it's crazy. It's I don't know usually where the conversation starts. Usually it starts with one thing and then it leads into the fact that like, oh, but like people and psychology.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll start with like talking about like our lives or something we're trying to do or something we struggle with, and then we're like, but also people.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll start with that. So I think it's this thing where we feel responsible as coaches. We feel responsible as coaches to try and make every single athlete that walks into the door better. And the question is it's like, there's some people that are super easy to connect with, right? They are here to learn, they want to learn, they take everything you say to them and they do it. And then there's people that don't. So the people that do it is pretty easy, that there's no question on that. You just keep looking at their form, critiquing and rinsing and repeating. But people that don't, it comes to this question, it's like, you get to this point where you're like, oh, I just like want to give up on this person. Like, I don't want to, like, they're not listening to me. I'm trying to coach them. They're saying no, pretty much. So like, why should I keep trying to do that? And you're like, oh, it's not my fault, it's theirs. But like, still, even though it is some of them, yes, like it's also us as coaches as well. So it's like, okay, this person is not changing. Maybe I'm not speaking to them in the correct way. Maybe they don't trust me, right? Maybe they don't think I'm a good enough coach. Maybe they think they know better, right? Which is not, not unheard of. Maybe they come for a different reason than what I am trying to help them with. So like the example would be, they want to just come to the gym and work out and not think, because they have a really stressful job and they just want to come and grind and sweat and just let it all out. And I understand that. But the thing is you can't come to a day where there's snatches in a workout and decide that you're not going to think at all.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't work. So then the question is do we as coaches go like, okay, if you don't want to think and snatch, right, today, that's fine. You're going to do kettlebell swings. And there's nothing wrong with that. But then the person's ego and pride starts to get in the way. They're like, oh, well, I can do this. It's like, yes, you can, but you're not doing it correctly. So going back to it, it's like there's this responsibility from the athlete, but there's also a responsibility from us as coaches to try to be able to connect with these people. And the question that I've been thinking, and it's something that I haven't ever asked people that I find difficult to coach, is why? It's a very simple question. It's like, hey man, or hey girl, or whatever. It's like, why do you come to the gym? Like, I just want to know so I can better understand you and so I can better help you in your fitness journey. And it's really simple, and I think it would probably take people kind of by surprise and almost off guard, but I think that's the most important piece to get started. And that's like how it all starts. So if you don't know why someone comes to the gym, then you can't help them with the what or the how or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a matter of just meeting people where they're at.
Yeah.
But you have to know where they're at and where they want to go before you meet them where they're at.
So true.
And a lot of times, I think as a coach, we try to project what we want onto other people. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, it's obvious what this person needs, or it's obvious what this person wants. And then that's where you start to blur the lines of like coaching, which is obviously like coaching is like cues, form, technique. This is how you do this is how you do that. And then another half of it is, I would say use the word like teaching. Like when you're teaching, it's like you're taking everything into account. You're trying to divulge information for people to actually digest, and that's part of that meeting people where they're at, rather than just giving people bullet points. This is this, and this. and everyone perceives that very differently. So it's a matter of like, sometimes it's a one-on-one interaction, sometimes it's a matter of breaking things down even more for the people who don't quite understand or have a different idea of what you're talking about, which I think is good, because I think we do a good job of like setting the precedent beforehand in the workouts, especially with the new programming coming up. This is what we're expecting, so we're all on the same page, and going over the terminology and the tempos, just so that the first part of all this is for people to understand the terminology and the language that we're using. So when I say, hey, this is what we're doing, or hey, I need you to push here, or I need you to adjust this, you understand.
Yeah,
know?
It's huge. Something they went over in the L2, they said, you can't expect people to do something that you didn't go over with them. Right? So you have a cue in your mind. You use this cue all the time. You know exactly what it means, but they might not know what it means. So until you tell them exactly what the cue means, they might not understand it. So it can be something literally is just like a quick, like 30-second piece. Like, hey, I'm going to say this cue and this is what it means. And people will receive it much better versus you just being like, oh, they know it because they've been in my class before, and this and that. But like the truth is that they don't live in it as much as we do. So they don't understand the jargon as much. They might not be as body aware. They might not understand the cue. And I think going back to what you just said is meeting them halfway is huge. It really is. You got to be able to try to connect with them in some sort of way so that they can understand you, but also that you can understand them. Everyone has like different baggage, whether it's from personal life, fitness life, whatever it is. And to say that that doesn't get carried around when you're in the gym would be a lie.
Right. I mean, there's no distinction between like I'm in the gym or I'm at work. Like you carry all that stuff every day with you wherever you are.
Yeah.
You know,
relationships, outside of the gym,
inside of the gym too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, how do you connect with someone the best way? And I think it's the why, and exactly what you said, it's meeting them halfway, but they also at the same time need to meet you halfway. So you ask them why, you get like what they want. Okay, I know what they want. Well, this is why I'm telling you these things, and I see you not doing them, and I want you to do these for these reasons. You know, and then so like when you pitch that again for the second time, now that you know their why, you're going to change the way it's worded according to their why. Right. Why do you do this? Oh, I just want to go harder so that I burn more fat so that I can lose weight.
I mean, and that's a good start, but obviously there's layers to that, and you can even ask again, like, well, why that, and then why that, and why that, and most people don't ever want to go that deep. With some people I've been able to at the gym, which is awesome. With others I haven't been able to. But I think this is a good reminder, not just for like the athletes or the people at the gym, our members, it's also a reminder to us, because at the end of the day, no matter what happens, if someone's being difficult or you know, someone's just not quite understanding it, I never resort to like, what is wrong with this person? I always take a step back and try to think about what am I lacking? What am I doing wrong? So I think that's good in the sense that we take responsibility for it. Yeah. But at the same time, we ask all the members, all the athletes to meet us halfway as well. You know, like when you come in, check your ego at the door. Things that we've talked about, like consistently, just come in, you know.
Be curious.
Exactly. So.
Be curious. Be willing to grow. Be willing to take steps backwards.
To take 4 steps forwards.
Yeah. Can you let go of what you want today so you can really get what you want a week from now, or a month from now, or 2 months from now?
Or 2 years from now?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
2 years.
Have you ever heard of the 7 whys?
No.
So there's like, I forget what I learned it from. I think it was in school. It was from, we talked about like lean manufacturing, all this other stuff. So if you have a problem, if you ask why 7 times, it'll bring you to the true origin of the problem.
Oh,
and
7 whys.
Yeah, so usually it doesn't take 7, usually it only takes like 5. like 3 to 5. But if you ask someone why 7 times in a row, so kind of like what you were just saying, like you'll come to the actual root of what is going on.
Yeah. It's just a matter of having the courage to like let yourself go that far.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it, I think.
That's it.
It's a shorty.
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 Shorty, what it do?
Shorty want to ride with me?
Yeah.